Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you've ever wanted to give your images in Figma that polished, modern look, you're in the right place. Today, I'm going to walk you step by step through adding a beautiful shadow effect to any image in Figma. By the end of this short tutorial, you'll know exactly how to give your designs extra depth and make them stand out with just a few clicks. Alright, let's jump right in. First things first, go ahead and open up Figma. If this is your first time, don't worry, it's super beginner friendly. Make sure you either have your project open or create a new one if you want to experiment a bit. The main goal here is to learn how to enhance the look of your images right inside Figma without having to jump over to Photoshop or any other software. Now, once you're inside your Figma file, find the image you want to add a shadow to. If you're just following along, feel free to drop any image onto your canvas, maybe grab a quick stock photo or even just use a rectangle shape as a practice surface. Click to select your image. You'll know it's selected because you'll see that blue outline pop up around it. Next, shift your focus over to the right side of the screen. This is where all the juicy design controls live in Figma. You'll see a few tabs, but look for the section labeled Effects. This is the area that lets you add different visual enhancements, like shadows and blurs, to your objects. If you don't see anything under Effects yet, don't worry, they're just waiting for you to add one. Now there's a small plus sign, go ahead and click that plus button. What this does is it lets you add a new effect. Right away, you'll probably see Drop Shadow pop up as the default option, but if it says something else, just click the drop-down and choose Drop Shadow from the list. Drop shadows are that subtle trick designers use to create separation between the image and the background, almost like your image is floating slightly above the page. It's a small detail, but it really adds professionalism and depth to your work. Alright, here comes the part where we fine-tune the shadow for a really sleek effect. You'll see options for things like blur, spread, and color. Let's dial in the look, set the blur to 20. What this does is it softens the edges of your shadow, making it look more like a natural shadow and less like a harsh outline. A higher blur means the shadow is more diffused, so your image feels more gently lifted off the page. Next, adjust the spread to 30. Increasing the spread causes the shadow to take up a little more area, which can help make it look more prominent and give your image a slightly chunkier, more dramatic lift. The trick here is to find a balance. Too little spread and your shadow might look like just a faint glow, too much and it can get a bit overpowering. Setting it to 30 hits a sweet spot for most images. For the color, you'll want to set the opacity to 70%. In Figma, this usually means tweaking the little transparency slider for the shadow color. This step is key because a shadow that's too opaque can look heavy, almost like a sticker underneath your image. At 70%, you get a nice, visible shadow that still keeps things light and natural. And that's it. You've now added a gorgeous drop shadow to your image in Figma. If yours looks a tiny bit different, don't worry. Every design and every image is a little unique, so feel free to play around with those numbers until it feels just right for your project. If you found this tutorial helpful, go ahead and hit that like button. And if you have any questions or want to show off your results, drop a comment below. I'd love to see what you're working on. And don't forget to subscribe for more Figma tips and creative tutorials. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.